To venture into the Blighted Arm of the galaxy was to court death. No vessels that travelled through that region of space ever returned, and no drone survived even brief excursions into the Spiral Arm. No one knew what was going on in that region of space, save for the fact something did not want to be disturbed. For thousands of cycles, no one had dared near the Blighted Arm's borders, such as they were clearly demarcated in the nav systems of every ship. The galaxy was plenty big enough for all the civilizations to make their living in, and we were all content to leave whatever lived in the Blighted Arm well enough alone. Until, of course, a young race joined us amongst the stars. It had been too many cycles since a new race had made to leap to FTL, so we greeted these new friends with much fanfare. We invited them to join us at the table of races. We made space for an embassy for them at the galactic core, and we fully embraced their attempts to integrate into the shared economy. This new race was industrious, friendly and tolerant. They were a breath of fresh air in galactic affairs that had become just a little too predictable. What we soon found out was that this race was also adventurous. Even before they left their planet, these bipeds had been prodigious wanderers of their world. A strong urge to explore and seek out the unknown had embedded itself in the species' collective psyche, and the discovery of FTL travel pushed that desire into overdrive. Looking back, perhaps we also played a part in the decision to explore the Blighted Arm. Our friendliness appeared to have convinced this new race that all intelligent life tended towards cooperation and amicability. When the young race learned about the enigma of the Blighted Arm, they set about trying to unravel its mysteries almost immediately. They heeded our advice initially and observed only from afar. However, they soon discovered what we already knew. The Blighted Arm did not return signals that originated from outside of it. What we could see was darkness where stars should be, and silence where life should have been found otherwise. Industrious energy becomes misguided enthusiasm when not guided by the right motivations. The bipeds, in their quest to learn more about what was happening within the arm, started building expeditionary fleets to explore the unknown region of space. Their rationale was simple. If no one was willing to try to colonize the Spiral Arm, then anything they found there would belong to the first race to plant a flag. We tried to talk them out of it, of course. We even gave them full access to the old records of other races trying to enter the Arm. But they were not to be dissuaded. They had already pored over all the scant information we had, and one record in particular had caught their attention. It was the earliest known account of contact with the Blighted Arm, and the record was millions of cycles old. It had been reformatted and rewritten through countless different information storage mediums and hundreds of different languages, so its content was now regarded as more myth than historical truth. The record recounted a galaxy-spanning conflict, one in which one race stood against many. The war ended with the death spiral of the many races of the galaxy, their ruins and technology left behind forming the basis of our technology today, what we call the myth of the precursors. Of the one race, however, nothing was mentioned beyond that it retreated back into the Spiral Arm of the galaxy from whence it came. In that region of space we call today the Blighted Arm. The young bipeds, themselves a denizen of a galactic arm, reasoned that whatever mythical race now resided within the Blighted Arm must descend from that mysterious race from eons ago. The galaxy was now a very different place, filled with very different people. If contact could be made with that mysterious race, so much of our shared history could be gained. The first few fleets that ventured into the Arm met a predictable end. Contact was lost soon after the ships exited FTL within the Arm, and no attempt to retrieve the lost ships ever met with success. Then the explorers did something that had never occurred to us. They started their expeditions with declarations of friendship. Before any fleet exited FTL, they sent an armada of drones proclaiming peaceful intentions and offers of friendship in every linguistic and mathematical variation possible. It was not long before they achieved a success. Their fleets were not only not destroyed, but they were allowed to transmit information back out of the Arm unmolested. We had suddenly gained vision into a region of space that had been opaque to us for our collective memories, and we looked upon a nightmare. There was darkness where stars should have been, not because of something obscuring the stars. It was because something had eaten them. There was no evidence of life in the region because it could support none. Every planet and planetoid in the Arm had been cracked open, flung from orbits like marbles thrown by children. In between the masses of stellar material, space itself had been ripped apart. And in the void between the ravaged celestial landscape lay the husks of ships in uncountable numbers. Even a layperson could understand what had happened here. War. War on such a scale that the oldest races amongst us could not comprehend. War between living beings who had the ability to consume entire stars as batteries and use planets as projectiles. War between races who sought to destroy not just fleets, but the very material space that the fleets occupied. The table of races' reaction was immediate and unanimous. All expeditionary fleets were to pull out of the Blighted Arm at once, and we had to deliberate as cohesive and amicable a response to the intelligences within the Arm as possible. Whatever lived in there was too old, too powerful, too unknowable for us to make any rash moves when communicating with it. Unfortunately, an errant captain from one of the biped ships decided that staking a claim to a mineral-dense asteroid was his prerogative. The moment the flag entered the dusty surface of the rock, all communication with ships within the Arm ceased. Our vision was cut, though not completely. Massive fluctuations of energy were detected all across the Blighted Arm, power generated beyond what we were capable of witnessing in totality. We had awoken something within the Arm. We had violated our welcome into its home. Only one glimpse of information was ever recovered from the fleets that attempted the expedition. One ship had made it out, its crew driven insane by what they had experienced within the Arm. There was nothing to be learned from the crew, but on one of the star charts was marked a star system far out into the spiral arm of the Blight. Other than the coordinates of the system, there was no other data about what was found, except for one line of text translated into almost every language known in the galaxy. Sol. Here, there be dragons.